morning, everybody, and welcome back to Business Over Breakfast. My name is Ben Barber.
Lori Jatari here. Good morning. Always with my coffee at 9 a.m. This doesn't shift until 10:30.
And I'm being very sneaky. This looks like coffee, but it's just water.
No. Are you kidding? I thought you were going to say pumpkin chai.
No, it's literally just a bottle of water that I put in here because it looks better on camera.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm a fake.
I like
anyway, let's introduce our third co-host first.
Yeah, I would love to introduce Danielle. She's been in and out joining Business Over Breakfast, but definitely a part of the creation of Local Look, our new short form video. And so one of the things we're doing on the Local Look is we're doing quick 5-minute business introductions, 3 questions, 1 challenge mystery question. And it's super simple. So if you are listening and interested in getting businesses on for a quick local look, then please email at either let's stick to hello@Shop Local Rhode Island. Yes.
I got this in the mail on my birthday.
Oh, that's really good.
I have not opened it yet. No.
Jeez, you get birthday presents and you don't even open them.
Here's the thing. I opened the mailbox, right? And there was this. Actually, this wasn't even in the mailbox. It was sticking. They stuck it between the mailbox and the post of the mailbox, which was interesting. Yeah, so there was this. And then also my roommates who were in quarantine at the time also had gotten presents, and they were just in the mailbox. And that included these brand new AirPods.
Oh,
which were very nice.
Name on them.
Which were very, very nice of them. So I'm so sorry. I know that this box is for the Local Look and it's very important. Yes. But I was more preoccupied with these.
Oh darn, because the box is just a bunch of paper stuff.
I'll open it now. Anyway, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm so excited this morning that we're going to have a conversation with Lisa Raiola, president and founder of Hope in Maine. Lisa and I have known each other for many, many years, but I have never had the honor of interviewing her. And so I would like to have Lisa join our program today. And hey, Lisa, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Lori, Danielle, Ben? Thanks so much for having me. I am just in awe of what you're doing. Anything about shopping local. You're a goddess. Let me tell you, that's what we all need to be focused on right now.
Oh, wow. I feel like I can be done with my day at this point.
I'm going to be downhill from here.
Oh, yeah. Seriously. I am such a promoter of shopping local. I have been forever. And I know it's funny, over the years, people have said, I don't know why you go through the trouble. I don't know why you spend more money. And I feel it so much as a labor of love in creating this platform for Rhode Island businesses to come on, put their products up. And we can see as the holiday season approaches that more and more businesses are thinking, here's a way to sell products that I haven't used before. And so it's affordable. You don't have to go through the e-commerce, but seriously, Lisa, this is a labor of love and it's a lot of work.
I know it is. And, and you're up against some pretty formidable, competition with the Amazons of the world or the Walmarts of the world to, one swipe, one click, something magically appears at your doorstep. So yes, people, there is a little more friction, but there's a lot more payoff, when you shop local, for sure.
Yeah, I think people expect that. We do the best that we can. And it's been, so we went fully live in August. So we're still new. And I think that hopefully over the holiday season, people will be more and more apt to go through the process with us. We do have some vendors that are now offering free shipping, which has helped a lot. And so we're just going to keep on chugging along. we're helping. This is your customer service team right here.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when's the last time you met anyone from a customer service perspective from Amazon? Probably not. Maybe a robot here or there. So, like I said, there's so much payoff to what you're doing, and there's a price tag to it, but it is, not being artificially subsidized by, the kinds of business practices that we're trying to avoid in terms of predatory capitalism, if you will.
Yeah, I completely agree, 100%. Little by every day it gets better.
Lisa, I always say when I refer to shop local that it's all of the convenience and none of the guilt.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm glad you mentioned the word guilt, because it's really more about raising people's awareness. When you spend $1 on a local business, about 48 cents of that dollar stays in the local economy. When you spend $1 on, say, a national, franchise business, only 14 cents stays in the local economy. So local businesses have a multiplier effect, and people should be aware of that, when they're making their decision of where to put their dollar.
Yeah. I think that's definitely a part of what we're trying to do. And one of the things that when we started Shop Local, it was just a directory so that the businesses that were being shut down had a place to put up, like, hey, we're doing curbside pickup, or these are our new hours. And a lot of businesses didn't have websites. And so this idea around getting so much federal money came pouring into every state but Rhode Island. And so my focus was, we got all this money. Like, if we're going to take, 48% of that and keep it here, that only benefits our community teams, our schools, our homes, our families. And so, I think that's a real push, because in the marketing world, we're marketing to a mindset. We're not marketing to a particular demographic. We're marketing to someone, or hopefully changing the minds of people that think that this is really important.
Yes.
So,
and COVID definitely changed minds, because it, revealed the fragility of our small business ecosystem. And, it was an existential moment for so many small businesses. We experienced it here a year ago when events were shutting down, and, even local grocers weren't purchasing some specialty items that's a lot of the items, there's no Campbell's soup over here. Right. So it was a moment of panic, and we helped to shift a lot of our members onto online platforms. And frankly, the more you have those shared platforms, and not having every single business have their own, site and try to manage their own technology, frankly, you're reaching more eyeballs, right? And you are changing mindsets, because people just didn't understand, why it was important to shop local and what it means for the local economy, like you say, for neighborhoods, for jobs, for livelihoods. And that was a great lesson. So COVID shifted our mindsets around our interdependence, and especially local resiliency of our small business ecosystem. And if we don't, if we don't have that, it will go away, and we will be entirely dependent on large supply chains that could fail us at any moment.
Yeah. So let's talk about your labor of love. I'd love to just hear. So it's funny, I've known you for a really long time, but I have not heard your story around how you started Hope in Maine. And I mean, it's so recognized in the state. I had a great idea as you were talking to say, Shop Local now needs a special page just for the Hope in Maine vendors. I mean, I think that that's something we should do, and we can do. So Danielle's probably like, oh no, what is she just saying? But I think it's super important. But let's hear about how you thought about this, how you created it and started it.
Yeah. I mean, it started during the last recession, which a lot of people don't realize. They sort of see us as arising out of primordial soup somewhere, but we really started in 2009 when I first saw this building. I'm sitting in a 106-year-old elementary school that had been shuttered for 10 years. In 2009 during the recession, it was for sale. And I was going to start my own food business. I had been ill and had really learned a lot about food and nutrition during that time. And so many people helped me. And I was going to start a little business that brought food to people like me that were medically shut in, couldn't cook or shop. And so I wanted to pay forward the kindness that so many people showed to me by creating a business that would do that. That you could actually go online and order food for people, which now sounds,
Wasn't it great?
But then it was pretty difficult to do. I'm just going to shift out of the sun a little bit here. And so what I did is I was looking for a little place to start this business. And I learned how hard it was to start a food business. High capitalization costs, high failure rates, you can't get bank financing. And so, and lots of regulatory landmines that you can't figure out. And I was looking for maybe 1,500 square feet, and I found a little property where Hope Street in Bristol turns into Main Street in Warren. That's actually where the name comes from. And I went to town hall and I said, hey, can you tell me about this little property? I'm interested in it. Is it in foreclosure? And they said, no, but we have a public building for sale. You should come look at our public building. I was like, all right, show it to me. So they took me to this school. Now I needed 1,500 square feet. This school's 18,000 square feet.
I mean, I've been there. It's gorgeous.
And it wasn't gorgeous when I saw it.
I know.
The floors were black and it was just like kind of a wreck. But I was standing in here thinking what would I do with 18,000 square feet? And don't ask me why, Lori, but the idea came to me of in California, tech incubators. Mm-hmm. Technology incubators. And I thought, gee, I wonder if I could build kitchens in here and a lot of small food businesses could share it, shared infrastructure and would lower the barriers and lower the costs for all of us. And we could learn from each other and on and on. I don't know why this occurred to me. And I went home that night and I said to my husband, hey, you'll never believe what I saw today that I might buy. And he's like, what? Like a pair of shoes, a dress? No, I may buy this elementary school. And he said, Lisa, what would you do with an elementary school? I said, well, I think I'd put a food business incubator in there. And he said, what is that? I said, I don't know. I've never heard of one. And we Googled it. Wow. And at the time, there were 60 of them. A lot of them were in California. And I just said, this is such a great idea for Rhode Island. Create jobs, help small business, grow a more, localized, sustainable food system. So that's where it started. And, I kind of never looked back from there. I traded my idea for this other idea. Oh, there's the building right there. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. We bought it we ended up getting a USDA a special loan called a Community Facilities Rural Development Loan because Warren is rural. A lot of people don't realize that, but there's 600 acres of protected farmland in the smallest town in the smallest state, and that's what made us eligible for for the grant.
Wow, that's
for the loan, I should say. Yeah.
And what year was that?
So we saw the building in 2009. We got the loan in 2012 or 2013, and then we started the building project, and we finished in October of 2014. And since then, so we just had our 7-year birthday last week, October 6th, and we've launched 400 food businesses in 7 years, food and beverage businesses. We've had about 70 graduates from Hope in Maine. A lot of them, PB Donuts and Rebel Bagels and Sacred Cow granola. I pulled a jar. I mean, like some of these companies are really iconic. Let's see if I could turn it to the light, right? So they're really iconic companies that everyone knows now, that's like the most fun thing for us. Yeah.
So we have so Danielle has been helping one of your vendors. Danielle, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
So part of my job is I onboard all of the new vendors for Shop Local Rhode Island. So I get to meet a lot of cool people. I'm currently helping Nut Butter. Yep.
Reinberger. Yeah. That's
he's awesome.
Luke.
Yeah, he's great. So I guess I have a question. So because I'm constantly looking for new vendors to come and onboard with us, how do you onboard new members, or how do people come and find you? Or
yeah, so this is such an interesting question. So when you say for us, onboarding means you come with a food idea. Tarun Bala came with this idea. Let's see if I can find again to do meal mantra. So it's in a line of beautiful Indian sauces, right? And it just come with the recipe. Him and his wife are doctors, and they developed these beautiful Indian simmering sauces. So we take you to onboard you. We have to get you your food processing license, your food safety manager's certification, your insurance. Sometimes you need special HACCP plans, quality control plans for different kinds of products, shelf-stable products, and so on. So we have to take you from sort of recipe to product to brand to business. So our onboarding is like getting you to the starting line, getting you to the point where you can legally sell that product, whether it's retail, wholesale, meaning directly to the eater, or to, let's say, a grocery store. So this product, for example, has the UPC code on it, right? So that you could sell at a grocer. And so we have to get you to that starting line to be able to legally launch your food business into whatever channel that you want to be. And that could take, depending on the product, anywhere from, a few weeks to a few months, right? And then we do help you access markets. So one of the markets that Ben just showed is our own one in our backyard, the market, the schoolyard market that's right here. Go to market strategy is really important for us, and we often recommend that you start with farmers markets, because you meet your eater, or when we want the eater to meet the maker, right? Meet your maker.
Yeah.
And that's really important to us. But one of the things where we've kind of stopped short is creating the platform that you have, because we think it's an opportunity for other parts of the food ecosystem and the retail ecosystem to really thrive by carrying local products. So we don't want to compete with Dave's Marketplace or Tom's Market down the street, or the What's Good platform, or the Shop Local Rhode Island. We want you to have that business. And it could be a great platform for a lot of our members. So we would then, as part of your go-to-market strategy, we would introduce our members to your platform and say, this could be a great place to buy Hope and Maine products. Go to Shop Local RI. You get lots of eyeballs there, and people could be there for things other than food, and then discover food, right? So it's great for you. And that's why we decided kind of not to be in that business ourselves.
Yeah, I love that. Because I think our onboarding process is shorter, faster. So, I mean, Danielle, you could talk a little bit about it if a business is thinking about onboarding, and then I would love to move on to some Sam Adams beer. But Danielle, if you just want to talk about Reinberger Nut Butters came to us. They have been, actually, when we were a directory, they came to us and said, we want to advertise. We want people to know about our products. So they held an ad on the directory. And then we, of course, said, we're going to put, we want your stuff on our site. So
Yeah.
Can you-
So yeah, basically when a website or when a vendor wants to start onboarding, I usually go on Zoom with them just to make it that much easier.
Yeah.
Really, all you have to do is just sign up to be on the website. I go in and approve it. And then I just walk you through our vendor dashboard, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just you see your orders, you upload your product, you upload your business information, and then we use Stripe as our payment processor. So that is really the only quote unquote difficult thing to set up. All you have to do is create an account if you don't have one already. And then shipping, it's just however the vendor wants to ship. So we used to use Shippo, but we now just let vendors ship how they normally would, whether it be USPS or UPS. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is upload a picture of your product and fill out the product information, and then you'll see it on the website.
Oh, that's and you know this. So this is a lot of the technical assistance we provided during COVID was to enable our members to go onto these various platforms and sign up. So they're used to that now, and they are, you know, they accept lots of different forms of payment. They're used to shipping. You know, so it's another great go-to-market strategy. You're promoting it. Lots of eyeballs are on it. And again, maybe more eyeballs than we would get if we set that up ourselves. So I think it's a great idea, and we definitely would support, you know, getting our folks on there.
And the best part is we take no percentage of sales or anything.
I know, what is better than that?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny when we were doing our pricing models, we were like, what are other, you know, we went through all the other online platforms, and it's kind of like, oh, 11 cents. And then you look at the pricing and you think, oh, they're not really taking that much. And then when we added it all up for one of our like typical vendors, it comes out to almost $30 a month to be paying someone just, well, anyway, we
be on the platform. Exactly. And, you know, we're dealing with micro businesses here.
Right.
So they don't have those margins to be able to do that.
Lori, your camera died.
I see that. I wanted some kind of timer. Yeah, I don't operate my camera. So. Anyway, all right, Lisa, let's make a quick shift to what's happening at Hope in Maine, because I think that this is really exciting, and this is why really exciting. And I reached out to you, and it's funny, you're in this like beautiful lighted like dark.
The sun coming in this building. It's so pretty in the morning. So I will tell you what we're doing. We are working with Sam Adams, Brewing the American Dream, which the founder of Sam Adams started several years ago because he remembers what it was like when he was trying to launch his then little company, and how difficult it is and how much assistance he needed in terms of mentorship and technical assistance and just, you know, a fan base, right? So he started Brewing the American Dream, which is a pitch room contest, kind of like Shark Tank, right? And basically there's a panel of judges that evaluates 5 pitches from food and beverage companies. It's not breweries per se. It's any food or beverage company. And we had an application process with, frankly, an embarrassment of riches. It's the first time Sam Adams has ever been in Rhode Island to do this. They're usually doing it in Boston or Detroit or Chicago, but they've never done it here. So this is the first time here. We're so excited. And we've got 5 great contestants. If you hit more there, Ben, I think you can. Do you see, if you scroll down and hit the box that says more, so you can unanchor it? Yeah. And you can see our 5 contestants: Auda's Chocolate Bar, Black Leaf Tea and Culture Shop, We Be Jammin', Town Farm Tonics, and Pickley. Is a great combination of current members, graduates, and even at one company that's not a Hope in Maine company. And next Tuesday night at 5:30, we're going to do a live broadcast just like this, where people can get online, vote for their favorite, you know, company, their favorite contestant, and the judges will decide who's the winner. It's an $8,000 prize, which is
Wow.
a lot.
Yeah.
And then we've got 2 runners up and who each win $1,000. And we've got, Johnson and Wales, Center for Women in Enterprise, Centerville Bank. We've gotten a lot of folks, Rhode Island Commerce, all involved in this broadcast, some as judges, and we're super excited. First time they're doing it in Rhode Island, which is such great exposure for our state as a food state. We've always been a restaurant state, and I feel like in Maine, now you can really say we're a true food state with all of these amazing, hundreds of products that have come out of here. So you'll see a sample of them next Tuesday. So please sign up. If you're out there listening, sign up for the broadcast on our webpage at makefoodyourbusiness.org under events, October 19th. There it is.
So this is on your website, and you just, let's see, featured virtual event, scroll down and just sign up here to participate.
You can sign up there. There's a link for you to go on Eventbrite and sign up. And then we're going to send you the live link, kind of like what we're on today. We're going to generate a link that you can go on Vimeo and watch the broadcast and vote. So we're excited. Yeah.
This so Sam Adams has done this before?
They've done it before, but never in Rhode Island. They've had pitch contests all over the country, and we're kind of like their neighbor down here. But
yeah, so I feel like Rhode Islanders, as a Rhode Islander, I know the Sam Adams story. I mean, maybe it was probably decades ago, but I think we kind of knew this was the beginning of like the brewery.
Right. Microbrewery, the whole movement, the craft breweries. And now, every town has its own brewery in Rhode Island, which is pretty typical Rhode Island. You've got 39 cities and towns. We should have at least 39, breweries here, right? Craft.
At least. With all sorts of administrators.
So, at some point, Shop Local is going to have to be advertising all the breweries, but it does, and God forbid we should have a shortage of beer. That would just be a disaster.
Oh, no, that's good. Ben and I actually last year, during COVID, the Newport Brew Fest had their virtual event, and I did all the marketing for it, and Ben ran the virtual event. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's one thing. People, it's funny. I always would say the one thing you can't do online, you can't eat online. You can watch other people eat and drink. You really. So food does bring us together, and it builds community, in a really important way. And it also sort of signals our culture, our values. I'm super proud that, 60% of our businesses are launched by women. 27% are launched by people of color. It's really representative of their food ways and their food heritage. There are so many exciting foods coming out of here. It's just, opens everyone's eyes to this very diverse culture in Rhode Island, food culture that I think was always simmering under the surface, but I don't think we always saw it as much as now. You can see it at Hope of Maine. It's on the wall behind me. These are our makers. This is I call this my husband's Facebook page, but it's all the of all the makers that have ever been here. And
so it's great.
People are interested in who's there, who's the new food business, what are the new ideas. It's fabulous.
And sorry, Ben, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I as you said that about Rhode Island, I was thinking the same thing, that we have such diverse cultures in Rhode Island that it's really lovely that they all come together and offer different types of food products. So we're gonna reach out to them and get some of that so that everybody can have food gifts over the holidays.
Yes, definitely eat the holidays. Eat your way through. Consumables are the way to go. Nothing's back ordered. You can get it now. You know?
Right. No supply chain issues.
Exactly. And we have 2 great holiday markets in November and December that are physical markets that are here. They're also on our website. The week before Thanksgiving, the week before Christmas, and there'll be lots of our makers will be here with like their holiday best, holiday packaging, limited time offers and things like that. And our holiday markets are absolutely our most popular. We call them Meet Your Maker. And, you know, we do encourage people to come and buy those products. You know, everybody eats that. Everybody eats.
Everybody
so no matter who you're giving a present to, I guarantee you they eat food. And food, you know, we have.
So I'm thinking about Rhode Islanders that might be worried about going out, or what do the markets look like? Can you talk a little bit about your protocol?
We have a COVID protocol where we only allow 75 people in the building at a time, including our own makers. So we did this last year. Last year we let 25 people in at a time. You are masked, and you know it is. It's a very safe environment. You sort of go through in one direction, in and out the building, and we were really successful with that last year. So I think we're going to do the same thing. I mean, we're sort of going above and beyond because there aren't really indoor restrictions, but we want everybody to be safe here and feel safe in shopping. And if they don't feel safe coming in, then they can go on your platform or other platforms to buy those products, because
yeah, that's great.
We just really want to emphasize, how important these businesses are to the ecosystem. Like I said, these 400 businesses we've launched have created thousands of jobs for the Rhode Island economy. They've created a living for many families and people, frankly, a lot of people who were displaced out of food service. We have more people applying now historically than ever before in the last 7 years to start food businesses. It's pretty incredible. Yeah. And I think it's lots of folks who are not returning to food service, but really want to have that ownership position in a food business. And I think we're just going to see more of that, because it is hard work. Like what you're doing, it's hard work, but this builds community wealth. Ownership of businesses builds wealth. And then that again has the amplifying effect of, if you have a small, empanada restaurant in a neighborhood versus Taco Bell, and the small family-owned restaurant is going to generate more wealth for that neighborhood than the franchise, and probably better food.
And better food, deeper roots. I think it's just this idea of creating that circular economy
circle. Exactly.
Right. It's so super important. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really want to thank you, Ben. I didn't let you ask your question though.
Oh, that's all right. So a couple things. Number one, I love the altruism that you approach your entire business with. The fact that you are not expanding into other areas of business that would make sense for you, because it would be better for the community if other businesses took that business, is so beautiful and such a lesson to everyone. So on top of everything that you're doing, what you're choosing to not do, I think, is also equally important, and that's a beautiful thing that you should be commended for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Number two, you what you just said a few minutes ago about the only thing you can't do online is eat, made me think that this is a unique situation, and I think that the time for it probably was a little bit earlier, although the winter might be a perfect space for it. It got me thinking of, like, it would be cool to create with the businesses at Hope in Maine and something like Shop Local, a situation where there's like a virtual tasting where like these businesses all have like little sample size things that are packed to go, and then a delivery system is used, and everybody signs up for the event, and they they do the event and you get delivered to your house this little box of everything. I think that would be a really cool, unique idea.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I've heard that idea before, and now with COVID, it's kind of in a sense more interesting.
Yeah.
One of the things that we thought about like a way long time ago was something called food groupies, where like you sign up to be a taster, you know, and maybe because we're a nonprofit, you like you pay, I don't know, $50 a year or $100 a year, and you get like these samples, right? And then you give your feedback, or maybe we do it like on Zoom like this, and we give feedback to the maker, because like I said, the best strategy when you're starting a new business, you know, you don't have to have a perfect product. You have to have a good enough product. Get it out there. We call it the MVP, the minimum viable product. Get that product out there. Get people eating it, giving you feedback about flavors and packaging and price points and branding. That is invaluable data, and it's super expensive in any other setting. You know, there's companies that's all they do is this consumer testing. But we could have our own Rhode Island food groupies, you know.
Oh my God!
What if you made that a service? Like, okay, so one of the things that we've done during the pandemic, is I live with a 6-year-old, and when he's at his dad's house, they got this thing called Universal Yums, which is a food box of snacks from a different country around the world all the time. And this is something that he did at his dad's house. And then he was here all winter. And to give him a little sense of that, like, we also got an order for Universal Yums so that we got the box delivery service every month. And then they would, they like, we would Zoom with them and open the box. And so it was a shared experience. But it would be really cool for a service for like Hope in Maine, maybe to make that, because what you did on those boxes every time was you would get it and then you would rate them.
Yeah.
The box would come with a little card and you would rate them and whatever. That'd be a cool like subscription service for Hope in Maine. And it would like, and you have the box and it comes with a feedback card, and then they mail back the card every month if they so choose, or they submit it online. There's a,
all right, Ben,
that would even be easier.
Are you going to produce this show? Because I think that's a great idea.
Oh, it wouldn't even be a show. It would just be
boxes.
Yeah.
And then we can deliver and have a.
I mean, I would do an unboxing and testing every month. Sure, I would subscribe.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the idea, you know. And we were doing that IRL with our farmers markets, you know, where you go. We encourage everyone to do sampling, and then we had these foodie feedback forms, you know, that you could fill out in, you know, on a piece of paper or online, and so you can give sort of anonymous feedback to the maker. And we even had people crowdsource their recipes over the course of a market season where they did A/B testing, right? You're very familiar with this at Thrive. You know, you do A/B testing of a recipe or of a branding, you know, the label or whatever, the package side, all those things. And then by the end of the season, you crowdsourced your product. And then of course you have fans already built in, because like, hey, I helped, you know, I tasted that product.
Right.
And then you have a fan base built
just
in.
for me.
It's, you know, and I'll tell you, my husband is the chief tasting officer here at Hope in Maine. If he doesn't like your product, you might be in trouble. But the truth is, like, we're just an N of one. Like, I could try something, maybe I don't care for it. Like, I don't care for cilantro. So a lot of salsas here, I want to like it, but cilantro doesn't taste right to me. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean anything. Right. You've got to get out there and really be testing your product. And, you know, COVID has made that a little harder because, you know, sometimes people aren't into sampling and so on. But I always like this idea of like this built-in, like some people would love to be food groupies and just part of like this tasting club and try the product, give the feedback. And
I would pay, and I believe that a lot of people would pay like upwards of $50 a month
to do it, right?
to get the box of local food, sample it, and then go on the website and fill out a card, and then the next time you get it, there might be a difference in that box based on what you suggested, or the group of people suggested on that comment card online. That's insane. Like, no, we
I'm
didn't
almost
like
thinking we could do this brainstorm for like the next 15 minutes. I don't mean to.
I know. I'm so
don't mean
sorry.
to shut
Anyway,
down. We are
thank
15
you.
minutes
You're
over
amazing.
time.
I've always loved that idea. It logistically, we're not in the shipping business. We're not in the sample business. I mean, we are in the feedback business. It's definitely easier when we host the market.
Yep.
But that is a more, a more complicated, it's bigger than a bread box. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
And we would need partners. So there's another great example of where that's what you do,
Right.
and it could be a great partnership, and a great value added service for us to be able to offer members, is to get that feedback for them, help sell their product, and frankly, even help to raise funds for the nonprofit, because I've always thought about like that membership model. Why would consumers be members of Hope in Maine? Well, that's why they want to test new products and get them to market.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody wants to have their say. So
Right.
I don't know, Ben, I think that we're going to come. I'm refraining because I don't want to put anybody on the spot as we're on live video, but I have all sorts of ideas, and I think we might need to run with a few of these and just have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm just a video producer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I have nothing to do with any of this.
I don't think so.
I think
just play one on TV.
That's right. Let's not forget the 19th event, the Sam Adams Brew Fest. And Ben, I will let you close out the show. And Lisa, I can't thank you enough for this time.
Thank you. Really, this is so much fun. Love.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
We do too. Thanks. Bye.
All right, guys, that is it this week for Business Over Breakfast. Check out The Local Look, where we do just small snippets. It's like Business Over Breakfast, but it's just little quick bites of information. A lot of fun. I got this now. This is the thing that I opened at the beginning. We have a little lightning round. We ask people questions out of here. It's awesome. So check that out. And if you are a small business, please check out Shop Local Rhode Island. If you are not a small business, all of the small businesses in Rhode Island that are on there are very important. They're vital to the local economy. Lisa made such a great point. So much more money from every dollar that you spend stays in the local economy when you shop local. So please check that out. And if you are a local business or a local business, and I know that includes everybody, send them to go on Shop Local Rhode Island. Like Lori said, no percentage of sales is taken out. It's just a low monthly cost to get all of your products up there. It starts ridiculously low. And it's a wonderful community. And the more people that do it, the better access everybody gets to the local economy. Right? Everybody has been shopping online, not just because of COVID, but for a long time now. And the logistics of that are sometimes hard to swallow when you hear about working conditions and you hear about everything that happens at some of these big businesses. And it's really important to help build a community where you can have all of that convenience and none of the guilt. So check out Shop Local Rhode Island. And that is it for Business Over Breakfast. We will see you next week. For Danielle and Lori, I'm Ben. Have a good week.